What's up, everyone? Welcome to Kraka. This is Loki's Den, and I am your host, Loki Goblin 13. And here we have Sheamus. Go ahead, Sheamus. Say hello to the people. No, he's shy. He's very shy. Very shaky too. He doesn't like to be up in the air sometimes. Like, he likes us to hold him, but he doesn't like to be up high, I guess. So he'll shake. But I'm gonna tell people what we came up with the arrangement. Yeah, we're gonna tell them about the arrangement. Alrighty. The arrangement we have. Oh, let me fix him. Alright, there we go. Sit right there. Go ahead. Okay. Alright. The arrangement Sheamus, Gizmo, and I have come up with is that Gizmo is going to continue to be CGC, the comic gremlin cat. So Gizmo, when he makes his appearances, when he wants to make his appearances, because it's in his contract that he can do so, he will cover the comic books, the new releases, and stuff like that. Thank you, Sheamus. Oh, got some nasty dog breath. Good God. But anyway, and Sheamus is going to cover somewhat of a new feature, I guess. I mean, it's not really a new feature. I've done it before, but I might do it a little more extensively now. And Sheamus is going to cover video games and movies, right? Yeah. Thank you. Yes, I'm telling him. I know. He's also wants me to let him know that he gets 2 treats a day for his involvement in the movies. Anyway, so I have a movie that I picked out that I'm going to talk about and discuss. I think David Strakunis wanted to know about about movies. Well, not about movies, but wanted to see more of me doing reviews on movies and stuff like that. There we go. Right? Okay. So I did pick out a movie because my my DVD collection is just massive. You've seen the videos, you've seen how many DVDs I have, which is a huge amount. And the reason for that is friends always ask me, like, how do you know, what's with all the DVDs? You know, why do you have so many DVDs? Basically, when DVDs came out, really, well, not when they came out, but when I actually had a DVD player back in 2002, when I was living with in my grandmother's house, didn't have any TV. Like, I had a TV, but I didn't have like cable or basic, TV. So no TV whatsoever. So for entertainment, after I got off work, I would go and buy a DVD. And then it just kind of started to go from there. Like, oh, I remember that movie, got that on DVD. I remember that one, let me get that one. Sometimes I was crazy and I would spend my entire paycheck on DVDs, especially when they were on sale. I'd buy freaking like 10, 15 DVDs, sometimes even more, and I'm like, alright, I'm set. Then go out and get a pizza and I'm like, alright, movie night. Yeah. Are you eating my shirt? He's weird. He'll fall asleep anywhere. It's amazing. That's why I look like hell, because he keeps us up now, and potty training is a complete nightmare with him. We're working on it. He's getting better. I mean, we have those wee pads because he's not allowed outside yet. The vet told us because he's not old enough to have his rabies shot or his flea stuff yet. So they said hopefully July 1st he's supposed to get his flea, whatever it is he's supposed to put on him, and then he'll be allowed outside. But we have to watch him because they don't recommend it unless you have an animal has a rabies shot. So just in case he got loose from me and something bit him. You don't want to have them get rabies because that can kill them. Right, Sheamus? That's right. Clean your claws. So we've been potty training him, which is insane. He gets it 9 out of 10. He half the time he gets it on the pads, half the time he doesn't. But we're working on it. You gotta have patience, right? Yeah, telling them all what you do. But the other thing is, this dog likes to sleep anywhere, and when he goes to sleep, he conks out. We try to keep him up during the day so he's not keeping us up at night. The second he closes his eyes, he is out until he wants to get up. We pick him up, we play with his toys, we're petting him, and he just kind of opens one eye and then just conks right back out like, you can't bother me. But anyway, we're going to get into this. Should I tell him about the movie you picked? Don't know anymore. That's not good. Alright, before I get into the movie, I actually wanted to show something that I had pointed out to a friend of mine who kind of got upset with me because he thought I gave him the wrong information, which is not true. But let me put Sheamus down because it looks like he wants some water. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, but he needed some water. He likes his water. That and this dog loves to fart. This dog can clear a room fast. I'm glad I put him down when I did. The second he was done with his water, he let one rip, and it was horrible. Good lord. Anyway, before I get to the movie, like I was saying, my friend thought I gave him wrong information, but I'm going to show it. It's something that I found. It was a mistake in the Marvel Encyclopedia, which I found a long time ago, and I think I mentioned it on here in one of my videos a while ago. But I'm going to show it again, just so everyone knows. One of my many friends who have just gotten into comics recently, I'm trying to help them as best I can with whatever I can, my knowledge, how not to get screwed, but things happen. A friend of mine, he came to me, he said, you know what, he's like, do you know of any, like, underrated character that's out there that I can start with, that I can still get cheaply? He's like, because I really don't want to pay, he's like, I like Spider-Man, but I don't want to pay the prices of Spider-Man and, all this stuff. He's like, I'm really looking to try to start something different in a way, and I said to him, I was like, well, one of the underrated characters that I know about, that I like, that I'm still trying to complete the run, which I'm very close. I get, one here and there. I haven't gotten one in a couple of years, but I'm trying to get back into it myself. And I had mentioned, I was like, the character I liked is Darkhawk. Hang on one sec, I'm sorry. Sorry. Text. The wife. She's like, you using the barbecue today? I'm like, yeah, I guess. But anyway, so I said, you should try Darkhawk, because you can get his stuff fairly cheap. Especially his first appearance, you can find pretty cheap, usually. So he's like, oh, what's his first appearance? I'll get into it. And he's like, I'll get that, and then I'll start with, like, #1. I was like, well, his first appearance is Darkhawk #1. I was like, it was like the end of 1990 or something like that he came out. And so my friend went to a comic book store and actually found it in the comic book store. And he bought it for $3. He's like, it's $3. He's like, did I get screwed? I'm like, no. I was like, that's a pretty good deal. I was like, I've seen him going for like minimum I've seen, I think, was like $6, sometimes 10. I did see one for $2, but it was missing the cover. So I'm like, you got a good deal there. And he's like, yeah. He's like, well, you gave me the wrong information. I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, you said Darkhawk #1 came out in 1990 or the end of 1990, and that was his first appearance. I'm like, yeah. He's like, no. He's like, I was looking in the Marvel Encyclopedia, and he goes, and it says that he came out in 1964. And I was like, no, he didn't. I was like, believe me. I was like, I got the book when it came out. I was like, I know when he had his first appearance. He's like, no, man. He's like, it's the Marvel Encyclopedia. He's like, I know they didn't screw up. He's like, it's their book. I'm like, that doesn't mean anything. And I told him, I was like, that thing's wrong. I was like, I mentioned to him a while ago, but you can see it. Darkhawk #1. Might be able to see it. 1964 August. Not true. He did not come out when Spider-Man came out. Well, Spider-Man, I think, was 1963. Yeah. So he's not as old as Spider-Man. He came out in 1990. August of 1990, I believe. So I told my friend, I was like, dude, trust me, you got his first appearance. Relax. So he's like, alright, man, alright. So that settled that. Alright. Moving on. To Sheamus and I movies selection, our movie thing here. Before I get into what we actually, I'm going to show you what we picked, but I'm wanting to talk about something that's kind of a pet peeve of mine. I mean, it might not make any sense to anybody. I mean, it might actually make perfect sense, but it's just the way I feel. I don't know. It's just how I am. But anyway, the movie we picked is Men at Work, and no, not the band. It's with Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez. Emilio Estevez actually, I think, wrote and produced this. I don't know if he directed it or not. I don't think he did. Let's see. He did it also with Elways. Carrie Elways apparently was part of the production or something like that. Let's see. Emilio Estevez picture. Blah, blah, blah. Nope, he didn't direct it. Director. Oh, no, wait. Maybe he did. I don't know. He might have directed it. Doesn't say. Oh, yeah, he did direct it. Huh, son of a bitch. Alrighty, so he did everything in this thing. Alright, before I get into this, what this is about and why we picked it, I want to show something that again, this is a pet peeve. The DVD itself, the case, where you look at the back, it tells all about the movie, blah, blah, blah. What I like on DVDs is when they show this. If you look at the bottom, clear as can be, it says approximate runtime 1 hour and 39 minutes. Then it says it's in color, and then it says the year it came out, 1990. Kind of when Dark World came out. What a coincidence. I like seeing that on movies. Well, the runtime I like seeing sometimes because I'm like, all right, how long is this movie? If I haven't seen it in a while and I'm, I have to be somewhere, I'm like, all right, can I watch the whole movie? But I don't know, it's just weird. But I like to see when they put the dates that the movie came out. It doesn't have to have the month, just the date. I don't know why, but I've always been like that. I know with VHS they've had it too, like they show the date, but not every single one of them shows it, and that pisses me off. Like for instance, another Emilio Estevez movie, Stakeout. On the back, doesn't tell you a damn thing about what year it came out. It just says, it does have the approximate runtime, which most of the DVDs have. It doesn't tell you the year. I mean, now, obviously you have IMDb. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. You're like, oh, you can just look it up. Maybe I don't want to look it up. Maybe I want to look on the back of the thing and say, hey, that came out in 89 or it came out in 85. I remember that. I was, whatever. That's just me. I mean, like, again, I said, it might sound completely insane, but to me, like, here's another one, Major Pain. On the back, it says 1 hour and 38 minutes, and clear as can be, 1995, right there, that it came out. Some things you got to watch out for when you're looking at DVDs, because sometimes they'll have on there when the DVD was made, not the movie. Like, I've seen movies that came out in 85, and then you look on the back of the DVD, it says 2001. I'm like, wait a minute. I was like, I know that didn't come out in 2001, but the DVD did. So, yeah. I mean, another thing that I always thought was cool, that some of them got it right, I know, G.I. Joe. You look at G.I. Joe on the back, it gives you a whole list of on the back of all the episodes that are in there. It tells you the year it came out, 1985, I think. Yeah, 1985. Everything you need to know. And then you look at something like Thundercats, which doesn't tell you shit, other than in this thing there's episodes 1 through 33, and then this is part 1 of season 1, and then you got to go get season 1 part 2, and that's about it. But anyway, that's just me. I like to know information like that. Again, it probably stems from the fact that I grew up without the IMDb, and now that it's around, I'm spoiled, but I still like to see it on there. Anyway, movie we picked, Men at Work. This is not a hysterically funny movie where you're like, oh my god, it's making my sides hurt, like a Jim Carrey movie like back in the day. But it's just a fun movie. It's basically an environmental movie in a roundabout sort of way. These two characters here are garbage men, obviously, and basically what it is they're trying to open their own surf shop, and they work as garbage men to try to build the money to open their own thing. And basically they're screw ups. They bang trash cans, they throw things at people while they're on the job, and they have two cops that are always on their ass because they're just don't like them. And then their boss basically tells them, you know what, you're this close to getting canned. Yeah, there's a pun for you. But I'm going to give you a chance, and my brother-in-law is going to ride around with you and make sure you guys don't do anything, stupid, and you're on probation kind of thing. And Keith David is the character that rides around with them. If you don't know who he is, if you ever watched Gargoyles, the animated series, he's the voice of Goliath. He was also in They Live. He was in a lot of movies, but They Live with Roddy Piper. But he had he had pretty much all the awesome lines, but he had one of the awesome lines in there where I used to use it all the time whenever I go to a diner with my friends. He put in there, he said there's Emilio Estevez's character basically goes to take his fries, and he grabs his hand and he goes, there are several sacred things in this world that you don't ever mess with. One of them happens to be another man's fries. And he's like, you remember that, and you're going to live a long, healthy life. And then he cracks his hand until he drops the fries. You should do that all the time. I know, it's violent, but it works. But again, like I said, it's a cool movie, and basically what happens is Carl here, or Charlie Sheen's character, they basically stumble upon a murder. There's this mayor, the guy trying to be a mayor, and he's involved with this guy who's illegally dumping toxic waste in the ocean, and the guy's kind of a part of it, and he's like, you know what, I don't want to be part of this anymore. I'm done. You can't pay me enough. If you try to do anything to me, I'm going to go to the cops, blah, blah, blah. So the guy decides to kill him. He's like, I'm going to kill you. The toxic waste guy goes and kills the mayor, who apparently made a tape of the entire conversation. Basically, Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez, they live across the street from this guy's girlfriend that Charlie Sheen likes. And he goes there and says, you know, you took the wrong tape. I need the tape back, because they had a whole mix-up with the tapes. And she goes downstairs into her car to get the real tape, and these hitmen show up and kill this guy, and then Charlie Sheen and Emilio Estevez think they killed him because Charlie Sheen shot him in the ass with a pellet gun because he was picking on the girl and stuff like that. And then they find him in the trash the next day, and whole big thing. But it's fun. It's cool. It's a fun movie. Like I said, it's not going to make you hysterically laugh, but it's got, you know, little side humor things here and there that are just kind of like, all right, cool. And but it's a fun movie. I mean, I'd give it 2 thumbs up. Out of 4 stars, I'd probably give it maybe a 3. 1 out of 10, I'd give it about a 6.5, maybe 7. It's just a fun movie. Go see it, rent it, watch it, buy it, whatever. You'll like it. So that is that for the movie. If you like this stuff, I will do more of it. I will select other movies. Like I said, my DVD collection is insanely massive. I have, you know, thousands upon thousands of DVDs. Maybe if YouTube wasn't such a bitch, I'd actually show clips, but they get kind of copyright thing kind of gets crazy. So, but yeah, I am gonna try to do, like I said, video games. I'm gonna show some old video games that I loved as a kid. Show some video games that I think are completely insane. That I'll just, you know, you look at them like, really, what were they thinking? Were they on crack? You know, or what the hell? Like, there's a few Nintendo games that are out there that I had when I was a kid that I look at them now and I'm just like, wow. You know, like, what the hell? Which I will get into. I'll make a video about one in particular that, again, I had when I was a kid. For some reason, I thought it was the greatest thing. It was hard as hell. Of course, all Nintendo games back in the day were hard as hell. But when you really look at it, like, from an adult point of view, you're just like... Anyway, stay tuned for that. I'm going to try to do my best, because I'm going to have to use my shitty camera, and I'm going to have to, you know... I don't have a tripod yet. And I haven't got a new camera yet. Down the line, I'm trying to save some money towards it to make better videos, but I'm going to have to position it so you can see the screen, because it's actually on my computer, because I don't have any of the... I do have quite a few Nintendo games, but I don't have the one I'm talking about in particular, so I actually have it on my computer, so I'll show you. Anyway, if you like, hit the like button. If you don't like, hit the dislike button. I know that troll out there likes to dislike, so go right ahead. And comment away. Like I said, if you want to see more of these things, let me know. Feedback is always a plus, because if nobody wants to see this stuff, then I'm not going to waste my time going into it. But yeah, if you want to see, you know, retro video game stuff and things like that, I will definitely do it. Just throw a comment, let me know. And if you really like what you see, subscribe. If you want to come back and watch stuff, be my guest. Tell your friends and family about it. It's an awesome show. And it's not the size of your cave that matters, it's what you have in it. Later, everyone.